Hello people of YouTube. Today we're covering the installation of the 44-inch Riley ceiling fan by Hampton Bay. If you found this video, you might be looking for some help. You're stuck in your own installation. We're here to do just that. We're going to install this thing from the beginning to the end to turning it on and everything in between. So stick with us and we'll get you through it. If you want to just fast forward to any point in the installation, use the convenient links down below in the description and that'll take you right to that point and you don't have to watch the whole video. If you like it, if it helps you out, please click like and subscribe. That'll help other people find it as well. So this fan is a dual mount fan. You can hang it from a standard flat ceiling with the included downrod. You can hang it from a higher angled ceiling with an extension downrod that you purchase separately. The fan has a 3-light light kit and includes 3 medium base LED bulbs. It also has a remote control and some great quick install features to make installation much easier. It has a slide-on mounting bracket. It has AccuArm blade arms with captive screws, and it has quick install blades that snap right onto the blade arms with no screws necessary. So before we get started, just a couple of notes. You want to make sure that the electricity is turned off at the breaker box and at the wall switch. If you don't feel comfortable working around electricity, please consult with a licensed electrician. And one other note is if you're hanging this fan where there is just a light kit on your ceiling, you need to make sure that the outlet box is clearly marked acceptable for fan support. If not, you'll need to change the outlet box before beginning. So as you can see here, we've already unpacked the fan and we've opened up the manual to the parts page. We're just going to go over all the parts to make sure we have everything before beginning, and that way we don't get stuck along the way. So first up, you have the slide-on mounting bracket. That comes pre-installed inside the canopy with the decorative ring on the bottom, and we'll show you in the first step how to remove that to get started. You have the 5 AccuArm blade arms. As mentioned, these have the captive screws, which make installation much easier. You have 5 reversible quick install blades. You have the light kit, the ball and downrod assembly. You'll have 3 frosted white glass shades. You have 3 LED bulbs. You'll have the remote and receiver. The battery is included for your convenience. And just one note about the receiver is it has this quick connect wire harness plug that just plugs right into the fan, makes wiring much easier. And the remote does include a wall cradle for convenient storage when not in use. This is the fan motor. Just a quick note, when you're attaching the blade arms, you'll notice this screwdriver access hole in the switch cup of the fan. You'll need to stick the screwdriver through this hole to be able to access the screws to attach the blade arms. It's very easy, but just take a note of that now. You'll also have a hardware pack that has the plastic wire nuts and the hanger and locking pin. So just some tools we're going to need for this easy project. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver, maybe some wire cutters and strippers. We like to have a line voltage tester just to make sure the wires aren't live before beginning. You have some electrical tape, and of course a ladder. So we have everything here. We're ready to begin. Let's do this. The mounting bracket comes pre-assembled inside the canopy with the decorative ring on the bottom. To remove the mounting bracket, first twist the decorative ring off to expose the screws at the bottom of the canopy. Note the alignment post in the base of the canopy. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 screws at the base of the canopy. Once those 2 screws are loosened, lift the mounting bracket up and twist to remove it from the canopy. This fan features a slide-on mounting bracket to make installation easy. The mounting bracket has 2 slots that will align with the 2 screws in the outlet box. To install the mounting bracket, just align the slots of the mounting bracket with the 2 screws in the outlet box and slide the mounting bracket into place. This is just a demonstration. To install the mounting bracket, first loosen but do not remove the 2 screws in the outlet box. Next, feed the house supply wires through the center hole of the mounting bracket and then align the slots of the mounting bracket with the screws in the outlet box and slide it into place. Then, use a Phillips head screwdriver to completely tighten the 2 screws holding the mounting bracket to the outlet box. Make sure both screws are completely tightened and the mounting bracket is securely fastened. Before attaching the downrod, you'll need to use a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen but not remove the 2 set screws located on the motor collar. Before routing the wires through the ball and downrod assembly, gently pull the green wire from inside the ball and downrod assembly. Next, Place the downrod through the canopy so that the largest opening of the canopy is on the ball side. Next, place the decorative ring on the downrod, making sure that the black side with the slots is touching the canopy. Then gently run the wires from the fan through the bottom of the downrod so that the plug exits the ball portion. Gently pull the wires through until the downrod meets the motor collar. Align the holes with the bottom of the downrod with the holes in the motor collar at the top of the motor. Use the locking pin and hanger pin included in the hardware pack to secure the downrod to the motor collar. With the holes aligned in the downrod and the motor collar, gently insert the hanger pin through one hole of the motor collar so that it exits through the opposite side. Make sure not to jam the wires inside the downrod. Once the hanger pin is through the motor collar, secure it by placing the locking pin in the holes at the end of the hanger pin. Finish the downrod installation by securely tightening the 2 set screws in the motor collar using a Phillips head screwdriver. Prepare the remote control by sliding the battery compartment cover off of the back of the remote control. If you have another remote control fan in the house, it's a good idea to change the dip switch settings in the remote and the receiver. You'll need to do this prior to wiring. You'll note the dip switches in the remote control. Use a small screwdriver or a pen to set the dip switches in the remote transmitter. There's also a light control switch in the battery compartment of the remote. This switch is labeled O and D. To disable the dimming function of the light kit, set the switch to O. To enable the dimming function, make sure the switch is set to D. If you change the dip switch settings in the handheld remote, you'll need to match those settings in the remote receiver. To do so, pull up the rubber cover to expose the dip switches, and then using a small tool, set the dip switches to match the handheld remote. You can set the dip switches to any combination as long as both the remote and the receiver have the same dip switch settings. Once the dip switches are set, replace the rubber plug on the receiver. Install the included battery according to the diagram inside the battery compartment. Replace the battery cover by sliding it onto the remote. Before hanging the fan, it's important to note the slot of the ball and downrod assembly that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. When hanging the fan, you'll insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel the slot engage the tab in the mounting bracket. The fan will drop slightly when properly seated. To hang the fan, lift the fan assembly up to the ceiling. Note the location of the slot that will align with the tab in the mounting bracket. Insert the ball into the mounting bracket and then rotate the entire fan assembly until you feel that tab engage the slot. The fan will drop into place when properly seated. You'll notice that one side of the receiver has the quick connect plug that will connect to the fan wiring. The other side of the receiver has 2 wires to connect to the house wiring. When installing the receiver, make sure the flat side of the receiver is facing towards the ceiling. Insert the receiver into the mounting bracket with the antenna side first, so that the receiver rests on the ball and downrod assembly. Begin wiring the fan by taking the plug from the fan wires and inserting that into the plug from the receiver. The connectors will simply snap together. Next, take the green wire from the ball and downrod assembly and twist that wire together with the green wire from the mounting bracket. Next, connect the green wires to the bare copper house wire. This is the ground connection. Finish the connection using a plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Next, take the white wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the white wire from the house supply lines. These are the neutral connections. Twist those 2 wires together and finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Finally, take the red wire from the receiver and twist that wire together with the black house supply wire. Finish the connection using an included plastic wire nut and a piece of electrical tape. Once all the wire connections have been made, gently tuck the wires around the mounting bracket and into the outlet box to make room for the canopy to attach. The canopy attaches to the mounting bracket using 2 keyhole slots on either side of the canopy that will align with the 2 screws at the base of the mounting bracket. Align those holes with the screws in the mounting bracket and push the canopy up so the screws come through the keyhole slots, and then twist to hold the canopy in place. Use a Phillips head screwdriver to tighten those screws and secure the canopy. You can tilt the fan to make extra room for the screwdriver to access the screws. Make sure both screws are completely tight. To attach the canopy ring, align the slots of the canopy ring with the 2 screws at the base of the canopy. Slide the canopy ring up to the base of the canopy, align the screws with the slots, and then twist to lock in place. The EcuArm blade arms feature an alignment post that will align with the long slot in the base of the motor. Insert that alignment post into the long slot, which will align the captive screws to the screw holes. Insert a Phillips head screwdriver through the screwdriver access hole in the switch cup and tighten each of the 2 screws. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blade arms. Once all 5 blade arms have been installed, it's a good idea to go back and double check that all the screws are completely tightened. This fan features quick install blades. There are 3 keyhole slots on the blades that will align with the 3 posts on the blade arms. When installing the blades, you'll align the keyhole slots with the posts and then press down and pull away from the fan to lock the blade in place. There's a spring clip mechanism that will snap in place when properly installed. This is just a demonstration. The blades are reversible, so choose the finish that you'd like and make sure that finish is facing towards the floor. Then align the keyhole slots of the blades with the posts on the blade arms, press down and pull away from the fan to lock the blade in place. Repeat this process for the 4 remaining blades. The light kit attaches to the fan using 3 screws that are pre-installed in the light kit's switch cap. Those 3 screws will align with the 3 screw holes in the switch cup at the base of the fan. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove and save the 3 screws in the switch cap. Next, locate the white and blue wires inside the switch cup of the fan and gently pull them down. Connect the blue wire from the light kit to the blue wire from the fan and the white wire from the light kit to the white wire from the fan by plugging the molded adapter plugs together. They'll simply snap together when properly inserted. Notice that there's a notch cut out on the top of the light kit. That will align with the reverse switch in the switch cup. Gently tuck the wires in and align the screw holes of the light kit with the screw holes in the switch cup of the fan, and then use the 3 screws that were removed and saved to secure the light kit to the fan. Tighten all 3 screws using a Phillips head screwdriver. Remove the compression nuts from each socket. These nuts will be used to hold the glass shades in place. To attach the glass shades, slide the shade over the light socket and then replace the compression ring. Make sure the flat side of the ring is facing towards the inner edge of the light socket. Screw the compression ring onto the light socket. Make sure not to over-tighten. Hand tightening is just fine. Do not use any tools for this step. Repeat this process for the 2 remaining shades. Install the LED bulbs by simply screwing them into each of the sockets. This fan features a full-function remote control. To turn the fan and light off at the same time, press the power button. The fan speed button will cycle through the fan's 3 speeds. Press once for high speed, twice for medium speed, 3 times for low speed, and another time to turn it off. Press the remote light button to turn the light on. Press it again to turn it off. Press and hold to cycle through the dimming. Release the button once the desired brightness is achieved. This fan features a 3-speed reversible motor. The reverse switch is located right above the light shade. Switch left creates a downward airflow for use in the hotter months to create a cooling effect. Switch right creates an upward airflow to pull warm air from the ceiling and draw it into the room during the cooler months. To attach the wall cradle to the wall, begin by removing the screw cover by sliding it out of the wall cradle. Then choose a position on the wall where you'd like to store the remote when not in use. Use the included screws and a Phillips head screwdriver to attach the wall cradle to the wall. Make sure both screws are tight. You may want to use anchors that are also provided when attaching the wall cradle to the wall. Once the screws are tight, reinsert the screw cover into the slots of the wall cradle. Now the wall cradle is ready to hold the remote when not in use. Congratulations, your ceiling fan installation is now complete. Time to sit back, relax with a nice tall beverage, and enjoy your new ceiling fan. As always, thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please click like and subscribe down below, and that'll help other people find it as well. And as we always say around here, keep it breezy.